Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. I am your host, Deter McBusiness, America's favorite white Anglo Saxon Protestant gone West Coastal. Joined as always by Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are
hmm
California lefties coming at you with national politics as well as some local politics every now and then. But today we are catching up on a lot, Stat Pat.
hmm
And we're going to get into the Epstein files. We also have a sneak peek of a video essay that I just got done making that we will keep saved for the end of the show. But for
Yes.
now, Stat Pat, give us, our viewers, a who haven't had a chance to really delve into the Epstein files,
hmm
just a brief, as brief as you can, summary of what we have learned, who we have learned, who's been exposed, and ending with, I guess, the Clintons. We could actually start with. So I guess the Clintons are coming to testify now.
I guess they're being forced to. Yeah, they're wrapped up in it, obviously. And I mean, whether that will bear fruit remains to be seen. Obviously, because I mean, Bill's definitely in there. That's definitely not a question at this point. Um, I mean, we you could just name off some names, and I guarantee you, like, there's some shit about them that is at least somewhere in the files, and I've seen a whole hell of a bunch so far regarding a whole bunch of names, and I think the picture that is painted is probably the most important regarding everything that we know and just how deeply involved in everything Epstein was. He had ties to Mossad, MI6, KGB, the CIA, obviously. Um, it it goes really deep. And I think Trump is actually like really defensive about the Bill Clinton stuff because there are pictures of him and Bill Clinton together intimately, and I mean, some of them might be doctored, Photoshop, AI, or whatever. But I that's one like not fully confirmed thing that I am willing to accept is him and Bubba had a thing. um, but honestly, like just the gruesome and unspeakable details littered throughout is beyond sickening to anyone with a conscience, to anyone with a soul. Um, I don't know if
I
you
don't know,
watched
man.
that.
The MAGA trash perspective is based on the fact that they do not have names and faces. These people, the victims who are going through these horrific crimes and deeds that were done to them.
Yeah,
And so, because they are nameless and faceless, the MAGA trash are going to disregard it.
right.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, the thing with that is there are actually, unfortunately, a lot of names that haven't been redacted, specifically names of victims. Like the DOJ has not done a good job fucking every step of the way. It's it's actually remarkable just how incompetent they are, and to the point where people whose names shouldn't be redacted at all are, like people who committed crimes or admitting to crimes. Basically, this is still a massive cover up. That even though over 3 million documents um, have been obviously released to the public, there's still a lot of open ended questions. But even with what we know right now, what we have, um, the U.S. government is entirely compromised. Trump is compromised. There's evidence of him in there. Um, they are tips, like tips to the FBI, but some of them have been corroborated and not dismissed. As in, there's probably validity to some of the claims in there being made. Like, say, the Calendar Girls events that he would put on at Mar-a-Lago, where be he would be he would auction off teenage girls, and these would be girls trafficked through Epstein's network, and a lot of these girls come from like post-Soviet Union bloc countries, and trafficked to basically be sold off or essentially used as slaves. It's the most unspeakable shit imaginable. But these events at Mar-a-Lago that Trump would put on, he would violate them in front of other people, like in front of other witnesses, to see how. I don't even want to say the fucking words. It's that bad. See how good they were for selling. I guess you could say it, and that's just one piece. That's just one piece out of many, 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 many. Um, I did write this whole list down. I posted on my Instagram. If anybody's watching, make sure you follow me there because I do tend to post there a whole hell of a lot, especially in my stories because I reshare shit too. They recently added that option to Instagram, but basically Epstein worked with 4chan, the guy behind 4chan, Moots, um, to create the poll thread, the poll um, image board, I guess you could say. That was so essential to the rise of the far right, of the alt right. Like this is where people go to. I mean, you know the history
Yeah,
where
4chan. Yeah.
Pepe memes blew up there. They were essential in the 2016 election. Um, Basically fundamental to Trump's rise to power.
I think they were involved in January 6th, weren't they?
I would assume so, yeah. But they were. I got a whole list right here.
I know the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were connected to 4chan in some way, somehow.
Yeah,
Probably doing
I
recruiting through it.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. We're still learning more as time goes on, but essentially, this would mean that Epstein was behind QAnon. Epstein and his associates were behind QAnon, and
Really?
yeah, RussiaGate was real. Trump is compromised by Russia because Epstein and Steve Bannon, who was best buddies with Epstein, they would talk all the time, even up until his death. They both had direct lines to the KGB. So Epstein gave intel to Russia on how to control Trump. So like RussiaGate was fucking real. Like the whole Trump
Yeah.
derangement syndrome. It's like, yeah, like he was
It was called for.
compromised.
I
Yeah,
had no
yeah.
doubt. I mean, I knew that it was documented that
Hmm.
the Russians were giving Trump's campaign polling data.
Yes,
So that was sketchy in and of itself. That should have been evidence enough for enough people to be like, "What the fuck is going on?" A
right. And
foreign country like
hmm
helping Trump win,
like
but
treason. Yeah.
that wasn't followed through. If the what's it called?
Yeah, there wasn't enough because I think this is just me theorizing, but I think a lot of the shit that Trump is tied to, the reason why a lot of our Justice Department and the cases against his cabinet and shit didn't go far enough, is because it would implicate Jeffrey Epstein,
Right,
therefore implicate everybody else involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
right.
So like even if they took it as far as possible, which I mean they didn't go far enough. Like obviously he like there's no way that Trump should have been able to run again after everything was came out and was revealed. You know, Jack Smith came out and was and revealed like yeah, Trump cheated. Like he was behind January 6th. Like everything was because of him, because of false election claims and shit. Aside from that, Pizzagate was real, but just not the way you think. That whole lunatic thing that was manufactured to cover up identical stories that came from Pizzagate, essentially. So that was real and just not the way that a lot of people think. The deep state is real. I mean, most people would agree. Yeah, there is some sort of deep state, but not just it's not just real. Everything, like countless things, went through Epstein and his cabal of billionaires and power brokers. Like he had his fucking filthy pedophile hands in so many things,
Right.
regarding multiple countries as well. He had a disdain, obviously, for communism. That's pretty much like the one thing that you can get from these files that he had a big problem with, apart from a couple other things we're going to mention. But they hated communism, despised people like Bernie Sanders. It's just like, yeah, leftists stay winning because we're right about shit. We actually challenge fucking power. We challenge
Exactly.
authority. We challenge capital. We challenge shit like this. So it's like, um,
No,
uh, uh,
Jeffrey Epstein is allowed to exist in our society because it
and
is a
there's more of them.
capitalist society.
Yeah,
Because capital wins. People don't understand, like, oh, capitalism is such a good thing. And they don't even think about what the fucking word means.
yeah.
Like, capital comes first. Okay, here we
It's the
go.
thing.
What kind
It's
of
just
society do you expect? Over time, the
hmm
money's going to consolidate.
yes. It's an
The money's
accumulation
going to
of power.
consolidate over time. And
Exactly, and it still is to this day. Like the 2020 pandemic was the largest wealth transfer upwards in American history.
right.
Um, not
Yeah.
not just that, but like he, eh, when you have that much money, you feel invincible, and that's
Yes.
clearly reflected in these documents. Like they're just openly saying, like, I'm committing this crime, and I'm committing this crime, and shit. Like openly speak, just like sharing to one another the atrocities and unspeakable acts that they're committing. They have no shame about it either. They have no concept of right and wrong. It's like extreme wealth really rots your soul from the inside out. You think you can get away with anything, honestly, you can. According to these fucking Epstein files, nobody's been arrested. No, there's no case being opened up. Todd Blanche came out on TV and said, "Oh, it's not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. It's just like fucking drown in sewage, you pig." God damn. Another thing, the collapse of the U.S. dollar that we're seeing right now is entirely manufactured, and Epstein set the ball rolling on that with Peter Thiel and other uh, crypto, um, I guess, on like people who are like way into crypto, leading crypto firms and whatnot. He set the ball rolling with Peter Thiel, Steve Bannon, and Russian intelligence. They want to replace the dollar with crypto, and I believe this was actually outlined in some way in Project 2025. Um, like a total replacement of the U.S. dollar with cryptocurrency and stable coins, and just basically
Insanity.
an enslavement of the global financial system.
Yep.
The surveillance state was kickstarted by Epstein as well, who insisted back in 2013 that Israel invest in Palantir, which has been weaponized in the Middle East.
Wait, back, hold up, pause.
Hmm.
Epstein brokered the deal between Israel and Palantir.
Not long after Epstein spoke with the former Prime Minister of Israel about investing in Palantir, Palantir opened up an office in Tel Aviv.
So,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. And of course, as everybody knows, Palantir has been weaponized in the Middle East, considered to be ground zero essentially for testing
Yes.
spyware, and biometrics
Yeah, that's
technology.
something.
a-
Let's pause
And
on that for a second because I
sure,
want our audience to be relaying this to their friends and family. But
yes,
Israel right now, Palestine being invaded by Israel,
Hmm.
is not just a war zone,
Hmm.
it is a laboratory for
Yes,
cutting edge military technology.
they're guinea pigs.
And
Millions of innocent people.
the most egregious technology of which is
Hmm.
surveillance.
Yep, like
That's the
1984
big
level
sting.
surveillance.
Exactly. Like Big Brother, here we come, here
Yeah,
we are, here it is.
yeah.
It's Palantir, man. People need to know that fucking name.
Hmm.
And people are not doing their homework. And
Yeah,
it's funny. Let's tangent for a minute because I've been
sure.
talking to, I've just been getting into it with some old friends on a WhatsApp group chat, and they are just so caught up in immigration, and
God,
they think that
such a big distraction.
immigration is so bad and was so bad under Biden that we got to autocorrect, and that you know some of them do not make excuses for ICE. Some of them say this has gone too far.
Well, that's good
Some
at
of them
least.
some of them say it's an unfortunate consequence of a necessary like evil or whatever, which is deporting them.
Yeah,
But they ignore statistics like something like less than 5% of ICE detainees are actually criminals. Something like
violent criminals. Yeah,
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 and 73% don't actually even have a criminal record at all. And the thing is, too, you talk to these people, it's like they don't understand that like we have less like immigrants here in general
yes,
than in the past. Like with each administration, they've kicked hundreds of thousands of people out per year. It's like they're acting like it's the most insane and unfettered time for America, and like acting like we have open borders and shit. It's just ridiculous. No,
yeah, I know.
it's it's all propaganda. Like this all wouldn't be as bad as it is right now with ICE in Minnesota and whatnot if it wasn't for the rhetoric being pushed out by Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem and the Trump administration, as well as their lackeys and right wing media that basically cheerlead them and parrot every single point that they make and shit. Now, I'm not going to say that they don't do good work here and there, and there obviously are people that shouldn't be here in the country, but it's fucking overkill. The whole purpose of ICE is to just kick out all the non-whites, and ironically enough,
It's what it's
it,
become.
it's
It's what it's become. Yes,
yeah, ironically enough, it's Hispanic Americans that are doing it.
a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, like I believe the Alex Peretti's killers were revealed, and they end up being like Hispanic Americans and shit. It's absolutely just backwards in every sense of the word.
And what
Um,
that should tell people is that the brown vote isn't as simple as you think it is.
no, of course, like it should be obvious to like anybody with half a brainstem that people like demographics aren't a monolith to begin with.
That's why I
But
think demographic driven politics, and also known as identity politics, but
yeah,
demographic driven politics by way of race and even gender.
yeah,
Gender is useful, but race is kind of a waste of time, I feel like. Um, and we should be able to transcend that on the left by getting people to talk about issues. Because as
yes,
soon as you get people onto issues, you win if you're a leftist. Because they start
bingo,
talking about because
yes.
they start talking about like Chuck Schumer and Nancy
Hmm.
Pelosi and Hakeem Jeffries, and it's like, yeah, those aren't my people. I'm not. I like
Yeah, exactly.
the rhetorical advantage of the progressive left with respect to our ethos is that we are the least powerful,
Yes.
is that we have been ignored for 45 years,
Yeah.
and there are fewer of us in mainstream American national politics than there are everywhere else.
Bingo.
But we're starting to show up in big places like New York City, and people are getting scared. And that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to get connected with the DSA more and to try to help them communicate what the vision is for
Yeah.
the left. What's the country going to look like in 20 years if the progressive left is allowed to have power, and to the extent that we need it?
Right.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, 'cause whoever comes next has like just so much cleaning up to do, and even if like it's a Mom Donnie style, a Bernie style progressive, it's probably not going to be enough, just because of just
no,
how much damage has been done the
no, you need
past
the
year
handoff.
alone.
You need the baton. The vice president is going to have to be a really strong person.
Yes.
It's not going to be like the three in the modern presidency. You can make use of the vice president actually.
Hmm.
Like you actually saw a little bit of it with Biden with Kamala at the beginning, but then they didn't like her, so they benched her for a while. It was weird.
Yeah.
Um, but you can, and you're seeing it with Trump using JD Vance. Um, but
Right.
you need someone where it's like, yeah, this is where the baton is going. It's like a succession
Hmm.
plan.
Yeah.
um, or
Exactly.
or you do what Obama did, which is you get the veteran to be VP, like a Dick Cheney type, who is
Hmm.
like, no, I'm not. I don't want to be president someday. And then you have the Secretary of State be your heir to the throne.
Sure.
But yeah, there needs to be a succession plan. And like I've talked about, the most we can hope for, I think, is to have a voice within the circles that come in 2028 in the
Hmm.
2028 election, whether it's Gavin, whether it's J.B. Pritzker,
Yeah.
whether it's the guy from Maryland,
What's
um,
more?
Wes Moore. I don't think it's going to be Gretchen Whitmer, because
Probably
I think
not.
the Democrats. It's going to be a man for sure. Like
Yeah.
I hate to say that with such confidence, but it's just so obvious. Like after Hillary and after Kamala, there's no fucking way this party's going to run another woman.
Right.
Like
It's
unless
unfortunate because
if
you
there
know
were a
AOC is
woman,
going to run.
if there were a woman up to the task, we would know it by now. We would know
Hmm.
her, but we would know her by now. And since
Yeah.
it's not Kamala,
Even though
she
she's
needs.
running again, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, she thinks she's thinking about it, which is just
Yeah.
stupid. God, no one
Yeah.
likes you. Take a hint.
Yes, please. Oh my God.
Take a hint.
I mean, at this point, like people want an outsider. Like they're kind of tired of the
Well, they want
inter-party.
anti-establishment. They want
Sure.
anti-establishment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I doubt we're going to get that. That's why a lot of people are looking towards Jon Stewart. Honestly, like
Oh man,
he's
the
got the
celebrity.
sauce. Yeah, of course, because we're
Yeah, he's got the
that's just
best.
the way it is.
He's got the best arguments. But no,
Yeah,
I mean, I think actually
it's just the way that
another.
America is now. I mean, we already fucking elected Trump, and he's a gigantic.
Yeah,
He was a
but Jon
big
Stewart
celebrity before.
doesn't have any public service experience. He's not even military. Like
Sure.
the guy that you could maybe get him to do it and say I'll be a one termer is Jesse Ventura. That's the guy you could get him. I bet you could get him to
Sure.
do it if you understood that like you're going to be president, but there's not going to be a running for reelection.
Yeah,
Like
I doubt he'd ever like run as a Democrat though. I mean, I mean, not to mention the Democratic establishment wouldn't let him. Like, I wouldn't, and not to mention the network that Epstein was a part of. They would be 100% involved with this because it really does come down to loyalty to Israel. I got even few more notes here. You know, I was talking about how um, this whole plan that originated Andre the Giant. That'd be funny, right? Um, uh,
no, but he
this
makes
whole,
a good point. I mean, by cracking that, there's insight in that joke because
let's get John Cena to run.
right. No, I mean, like it shows you
Yeah.
how desperate the progressive left is for
Hmm.
an heir to Bernie, and
Yeah.
I mean, shame on Bernie for not grooming someone else, or at least a few people.
Sure.
I mean, I don't see anyone who's ready to run for president. I mean, if
Right.
AOC runs, she's not going to win. She's
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah.
She
I don't
needs
think
to.
she is.
Hopefully, she's going to go for Schumer's seat. But
Which is what
anyway,
she should be doing. Yeah.
Well, we get caught up in it's easy to get caught up into electoralism because
Yeah, of
it's
course.
who doesn't love the horse race, but
Hmm.
I'm in my 40s now, so I'm just trying to get better at managing expectations and
Right.
I think I'm going to be paying really expensive healthcare premiums into my 50s. Like
God.
I'm not optimistic.
Yeah,
Not optimistic, man.
everybody's premiums just went up because of the fucking spinelessness of the Democrats, and like, oh yeah, we'll accept a pinky promise from the
Right.
Republicans to hold a separate vote, so that way we can continue funding uh, the Affordable Care Act, so that way the credits remain in place. Oops, turned out that didn't fucking happen because you can't trust the goddamn Republicans.
Surprise, surprise.
John Stewart Dewberry and the AOC at the
Yes,
Crusade.
I agree.
I completely agree with
I
that.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if given the right platform, if coached by the right people, if surrounded by the right team, like maybe Bernie's team, and maybe like some people who helped out Mom Donnie, he can probably put together a really good campaign. And it's interesting. Earlier you reminded me, um, a state senate race in Texas.
Right.
Um, a
Trump won
Democrat
by
there.
17. Yeah, and
Trump won by 17, and this guy
right.
just won by fu-
A good
14
margin, right?
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by 14 points. That's
So it's
like
like a 31 point swing.
yeah, yeah. That's huge. That's
No, I
gigantic
mean
in
Texas could go
Texas
blue.
too.
Texas could
Right,
go blue for the first time ever, but the
unless they rig
DNC
it.
is going to be like they're going to be like, "Oh, we got to go centrist, centrist, centrist." It's like,
No,
"No.
you
People
gotta go
want
left.
FDR's second bill of rights.
Yes.
People don't want you to like people just the fact that people think that there are only two dimensions to the
Hmm.
political spectrum, that it is just
Hmm.
left or right. It's like no, there is a third dimension, and that has to do with the conversation you go issue by issue, and this is what leftists need to get better
Yes.
at is you go issue by issue and you ask yourself and the audience and the country and we have discussions about it, to what extent should government be involved in this part of our society? And
Bingo.
then you can also ask at the same time, to what extent should the for profit motive be involved in this part of our society? And you
One
do
hundred
that on a
percent.
really basic level, and you can start with cops and
Mm-hmm.
firefighters and first responders and things like hospitals and schools. And you start to you get these people who say government is the problem to kind of wake up and be like, wait a second, government's a huge part of my daily life, and
Yeah.
actually, like the DMV doesn't suck as much as it used to.
Yeah.
Like they've solved
Right.
problems. It's like
Yeah.
Sam Cedar does a great job of going into this in detail, and he
Hmm.
has data point after data point proving that the government does a lot of things better than the private sector because their efforts are not corrupted by the for-profit motive,
Bingo.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's not complicated. It's just hard to accept because everybody wants to hate on the government. The government, in terms of our like cultural mosaic of all of the different parts of our society, right? The
Hmm.
government has been the rhetorical trash can for an entire generation. That
Hmm.
generation being the baby boomers, and
Yeah.
before them the silent generation, and before them it was the greatest generation. They got caught up in this too with Reagan.
Bingo. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are the cat's out of the bag. A lot of people are way too awake, I guess you could say. A lot of people are a lot more um, economically literate. They don't want they're tired of billionaires getting all the handouts, getting
Yes.
the tax breaks. They're tired of not having health care. They're tired of the cost of living and shit. And so if you run a Mamdani style campaign, you're almost certain to win, especially if you don't take PAC money. If you're especially if you're not beholden to big money special interests, especially if you're not willing to sell yourself out to fucking uh, Israel or lobbying money or what have you. You know, it it really does come down to authenticity, and if Democrats are going to keep on running candidates that don't adhere to what the people want, they're going to keep losing. And honestly, I'm not even really convinced that they want to win in the first place. And it really goes to show, like, I can't emphasize enough just how tuned in people actually are now. I have seen viral clip after viral clip, or even just a post breaking down certain aspects of documents within the Epstein files. Everybody is seeing them.
Yeah.
Everybody is aware of what's going on. Everybody
Yeah.
is starting to wake up to the fact that, like, wow, our entire world, our entire system is just controlled by a cabal
Yes.
of pedophile,
Few thousand people.
yeah,
A
a
few thousand
pedophilic
people.
rapist billionaires, elites who all scratch each other's back and rape children, eat children. Even there's some shit about there's some shit about them dismembering infants on the island and eating them. It's I'm not even shitting you. Bush Senior raped a kid. There's so much. There's literally so much. Like
Bush
when I was
Senior
talking about
raped a kid.
Bush Senior raped a kid. Yeah, and there was discussions in
Jesus
the email about
Christ.
it. Yeah, and of course they cover it up, and obviously a lot of these trafficked minors, they end up going missing, or just straight fucking killed. I think it was Trump's head of security at Mar-a-Lago. Um, Straight up told a 12-year-old girl, if you tell anybody what's going on here, you're going to turn into fertilizer like the other girls on the back golf course and shit. Like these are these are fucking demons. It has been a
Well,
very,
it's like a
very,
conspiracy
very.
theorist wet dream, dude. It's just not the
They were
culprits. They,
right.
yeah,
This is what really gets me. Alex Jones was fucking right. He was
in a
right.
basic way. In a basic way,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But now what is he doing? He's grifting for them. He's fucking at their behest because he needs their money because he's financially fucked. So he
Yeah.
has to play ball with Elon Musk and the Trump administration and shit. And like I'm not surprised Dan Bongino went back to podcasting or whatever. I wouldn't be able to fucking handle being the deputy head of the FBI, because Cash Patel perjured himself. He said there's no evidence in the files that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking girls. Straight up fucking lie, because you watch CoffeeZilla, you watch Secular Talk, you watch Philip DeFranco or Midas Touch. They're all laying out clearly how that's entirely bullshit, and they think we're stupid. For crying out loud, people are like people know what Palantir is. People are not supportive of that shit. Yet uh, Epstein is going back and forth via email talking about the need to de-dollar the economy and collapse it, because that means that they can buy everything up for cheap. Like they don't give a shit. Like they have the money to do so, and they have the power to collapse the economy on a whim. And the pieces were put in place a really long time ago. They believe because they think like, oh yeah, we'll just replace it with cryptocurrency and shit. I got a couple other notes too. Epstein and his associates openly believed in eugenics. Epstein openly peddled Jewish supremacist theories, um, talked about non-Jews in very demeaning manners and shit. Um,
This makes the
eh,
Wasps looks really good, by the way. The old school like political gangsters.
this, yeah,
This is
it's
like
insane.
this is not as bad as this isn't as bad as the shit that they were doing when they were founded the CIA.
Hmm.
They
It's
weren't doing this shit.
no, of course, it's absolutely insane. Honestly, it's at this like they're making like I miss the days of old conservatism at this point. There's like a post. I have so many comparing the lunacy of MAGA to traditional conservatism. It's just like, wow, what the fuck happened to that? You know.
Right.
Um, but it cannot be emphasized enough that even after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted in 2008 of soliciting sex from underage girls, even after he was convicted for that, countless powerful and wealthy people, icons, celebrities, politicians, entrepreneurs, intelligence assets. They continued associating with, doing business with, and coordinating policy, crimes, and meetings with him, despite all of it. Like they were all fucking in on it. Like
They all knew.
you name, like just name someone. I can guarantee you they'll probably anybody that you think might be in the files. I can probably assure you that they definitely are.
Yeah.
It goes so deep. It's not even funny. It's it's been overwhelming the past 3 days. More than that at this point. Like
Well, I mean,
all this
it's gonna take a
revelation.
little while. It's gonna take a little while for it to all delineate. People are getting caught up in the Super Bowl right now, and
Yeah,
which we'll talk about for a little bit.
yeah.
Um, but
It's
but
especially crazy
it's
because
gonna take weeks, if not months, for this to all disseminate throughout our
yeah,
zeitgeist.
yeah. Like
That's annoying, by the way. It shouldn't be that way. It should be
yeah.
instantaneous. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
No, of
Like, there
course,
should
but
be outrage.
there's literally so much. Like even I'm still learning new things that are being revealed from the documents and whatnot. And there was this. So like because I mentioned how Epstein was behind QAnon. This is a post from Zach Malm on Blue Sky. So let's get this straight. Christopher Moot Poole, the creator of 4chan, he created 4chan as a gathering place for hentai and CSAM enthusiasts, like child sexual material. Started poll the day he met with Jeffrey Epstein. Then poll memed Trump into the presidency and birthed QAnon, a conspiracy theory in which Trump is a good person who hates child sexually explicit material. The whole time QAnon was a thing, we kept trying to explain to cooked normies that nobody dedicated to fighting child sexual abuse would choose 4chan as their operations headquarters because it is arguably the most well-known gathering place for those kind of enthusiasts on the internet. QAnon was never actually about taking down pedophiles and pursuing justice for victims. It was about smearing any and all prominent liberal figures while protecting and empowering actual pedophiles. QAnon was a movement of pedophiles protecting pedophiles. QAnon was like the story I read in Marlon Brando's autobiography. While at military school, he hated the sound of a clock tower bell, so he stole it, buried it, then acted outraged and volunteered to lead the search party to find it and the culprit. The culprit obviously was never found. QAnon never stopped any child sexual material production, never saved any kids, but they did help keep a guy in power who probably raped kids with his best friend, the world's most famous pedophile. So, in the end, I guess the real QAnon was the friends they made along the way on the child sexual
Yeah.
on the website on 4chan and shit. Like they played it from the beginning. They got Trump elected. They made people who they literally shared their own material, like little bits and pieces here and there, to convince people like this is what the Clintons are up to. This is there's a cabal of pedophile elites that control the world, and just little crumbs here and there. But the emphasis was all on, and Trump's gonna reveal it all. He's going to be the savior and shit.
Right. I know.
The entire culture war, even Gamergate, all the way back from the fucking beginning when Poll was actually created. All the right wing culture shit, like the far right shit,
Yeah.
especially the conspiracy theory shit, was all a fucking lie from the beginning.
I know, man. It's a huge drop. It's the biggest drop in
Yeah.
recent history.
Yes.
This guy Balthazar is pretty funny. They literally tried to cover for the pedophiles by deleting PDF files. And they
Yeah,
just got
and
another one. Go figure. The guy who made Pedo Bear was also popular. Was a pedo. Yeah.
that meme, yeah, God, old school memes. God, 2010 was a year. Um, yeah, no, it's and not to mention it's also worth mentioning Israel is like the pedophile capital of the world.
Is that
I
right?
think yeah, CBS actually ran a headline back in um, 2020. It was. I think I actually have it right here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. No, it's gone. I forget where I shared it. It might have been on Twitter, but basically, yeah, the headline went, um, "Israel is the place that pedophiles flock to for whatever reason," and it's crazy
Good to
because
know.
like now, yeah, it's like CBS is entirely different now. Barry Weiss, the new editor in chief there, who is running cover for the Trump regime and shit, and censoring shit and changing, basically crafting an entirely new perspective regarding CBS, bolstering neoliberal types and abundance type liberals and Democrats and shit, smearing like just basically silencing the progressive left
Yes.
and the far right types and shit. Her wife is in the Epstein files as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah, yeah, of
That's
course.
awesome.
Yeah, there. It's a big club and we in it. I'm telling you, like, Larry Ellison, Larry Summers, Howard Lutnick, these big name figures, Alex Acosta, obviously, people who are in the Trump administration right now are all throughout these fucking files, and of course they're not going to bring any charges. They're not going to bring any cases because it's suicide. And, excuse me. And that's the thing. There's so many killings in these files as well. Like people that go missing or literally um, Epstein giving the okay to put a hit on somebody.
Right.
Like it basically like
It's
it
gangster shit.
it
It's
really
gangster shit.
is.
It's
Yeah,
old school
it's
gangster shit. It's modern day gangster shit. Like
this
this
is
is you
this is
just
what people back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s would consider the Illuminati. Like
right.
it's on that level, and it's that widespread. It's that global. We had I think it was the prime minister of Slovakia had to resign or some shit because of his association with Epstein and his name showing up in the files. Uh, you know, you have Prince Andrew having his titles stripped and shit. I think he's going to face even more trouble because we found out whole lot more shit about him too. It's just unbelievable. Like I have like never in my life would I knew it was going to be bad. Like I said, yeah, release the files and shit. It's worse than I could have ever possibly imagined. Like the gruesome material, the shamelessness. It's just vile, vulgar, and incomprehensibly bad. It's so bad.
And what do you think the left is going to do about it? The establishment left. Just going to monetize it for the elections this year, right? It's going to be all over the elections shit.
No, of
Like
course.
I mean, MAGA is going to be radioactive.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're a
Well,
Republican, like
that's the
good luck. Like I don't think you have a chance in hell
yeah,
unless you are
and
seriously anti-MAGA.
right, and that's the thing too. I don't. I mean, because a lot of MAGA is actually like super quiet. JD Vance was dead silent for like 3 days, and he tweets a lot. He tweets a lot. And finally tweeted again. Of course, it had nothing to do with the Epstein files, and it's just like you're in the middle of all this, dude. You're the vice president to a fucking pedophile rapist,
Right.
and you're not saying shit about it. You know, and it's
Well, he's going to be the
and
next
all
president.
these yeah all these shameless people they need to keep their heads down or like they're already all being dragged because all these people championed these racist theories these conspiracies that are all rooted in the shit that was spread on 4chan by Epstein and his buddies and like him and Steve Bannon's communications as well were just really about like establishing control over narratives. Uh, they were essential, both of them were, in getting Brett Kavanaugh his Supreme Court seat. They talked about how to, you know, they're going to try to rehabilitate Jeffrey Epstein's image, actually, and Steve Bannon was going to be an essential part of that. Like they were literally talking about doing like an old school style like YouTube apology video and like have it like professionally edited and shit. Like they were actually considering that shit. Um, it the, uh, a lot of the policies of the Trump administration were um, like okayed through, especially a lot of the foreign policy shit. A lot of the Middle East, Epstein was like totally involved in the whole lot of what was going on and everything. And also, we found out ISIS and Al Qaeda are controlled by Mossad, essentially, basically, sort of, kind of. Like that's yeah, like it was that has been a theory that has been floated around for um years and years and years, especially by folks in the Middle East. And turns out there's actually some fucking truth to that. Um, yeah. I should have had a lot of this more ready, but
It's okay.
it'll all be posted on my Instagram and in the stories and shit. But like there's literally so much there. This is all still just like a speck of what has been revealed in
Yeah,
the
we're just
files.
scratching the surface with what actually who is at play. I mean,
Yeah,
but it's deep, man. This shit
yeah,
is deep, and
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna take weeks. Like the Super Bowl's got to happen,
Hmm.
and then people are gonna be like, have no sports for a good 6 weeks until March Madness gets here, and
Yeah.
then
Unless you're a NASCAR fan, I guess.
yeah, right, exactly. But that'll be the opportunity for people to kind of sink their teeth into it,
Yeah.
and I might try to do an essay about it. Speaking of which, so did you have anything else you wanted to cover on that? Because I mean, it's a huge topic. Like, I
It
mean,
really is.
like
Like
we
I
could
could
spend
spend
all night.
hours.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
spend all night talking about it. Um, but
Yeah.
more, what is the latest with the establishment Democrats on ICE? Because last time I checked, there were 7 of congressmen in that are Democrats that voted to increase ICE funding. The last time that happened.
From what I understand,
Wait, hold
they
on, real quick,
are.
real quick, real quick.
Yeah.
Eco socialist. It won't shock me to find out that Hamas is controlled by Israel. Yeah, I don't know. That would
They
be quite something.
they are an asset of Netanyahu, and Netanyahu actually revealed that as well. Um,
Hamas is.
yeah, Hamas is an asset of Netanyahu's because he can control them a lot better, and he'd rather have them in control than, say, the Palestinian Authority, because they are easier to make propaganda off of and
Right. They
shit.
don't. They
Yeah,
don't have legitimacy. They'll never have
yeah,
legitimacy.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. In fact, so check this out. ISIS and Al Qaeda are the assets of the Mossad, and it was confirmed. This is from a September 5th, 2016 email um, from between Tom Pritzker and Jeffrey Epstein. Let's see. Pritzker wrote, "Yes, there is a craft name for this administration's approach, clusterfuck, and this is still under Obama, actually. When China began building bases in South China Seas, we ran freedom of navigation cruises. This is a technical process that describes which of the ship's systems are on and which systems are off. Zero orders it done. Pentagon sends over details, and Susan Rice views systems on off not as a protocol, but as a menu of options. She overrules Pentagon and orders which systems she wants on and off. In effect, White House diluted challenge for which freedom of navigation cruises were designed. And Jeffrey Epstein responds, uh, Nusra ISIS, Al Qaeda, Jabhat, Hamas, the leaders all prefer Donald. Wild. And then Tom Pritzker says they know Hillary. And Jeffrey Epstein says Turkey gives Nusra a heads up on Iraqi recruits. Slaughter. Russia gives
Wow.
Erdogan the heads up on coup. U.S. gives a pass on ISIS to Palmyra. Assad has no support, so will stay. Nuclear base in Turkey. Soviet defense in Iran. Saudi and Yemen. Egypt about to lose all financial support. Jordan has 1 million refugees, as does Lebanon. Also, my guy Thalburn Jaglin, I think I'm saying that right. Secretary General Council of Europe will be here that weekend as well. So yeah, like he had his fingers in fucking everything. He straight up dictated, or at the very least, highly suggested the way foreign policy be carried out in the region. It makes a lot more sense too now that you know U.S. is becoming a lot more closer to Qatar, and it's just a whole it's just a gigantic fucking mess, and it's too much to even believe or even like process. It's so
Yeah.
fucking much.
What are the? I mean, to give people a chance at going out and like doing their own homework is what are the resources that you've been using to get through them?
Um, I
Because
mean,
I just been reading I just been reading random articles.
it's mostly like suggested for you. It's like my for you page on Instagram. Basically, that's where I've seen a whole hell of a lot of it. Same goes for my Facebook page as well. But it's people giving their interpretations and opinions on excerpts from the actual files,
Right.
excuse me, the emails and whatnot. And it's literally like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme with multiple lines like drawing each little piece on the board and shit. It's like
Right.
it's that insane. It's a lot of people piecing together a whole hell of a lot of things right now, and it's. I mean, the conclusion is the whole world is ran by a cabal of pedophile, rapists, billionaires, and they're all leaders in government. They're all entrepreneurs and financiers and bankers and part of intelligence for various countries. It goes super deep. Of course, there's some celebrities wrapped up in it too, and
Mm.
some missing people uh, over the years. We found out that a few of them might actually be missing because of because of Epstein and his network and shit. Like either being abducted, or they got out and revealed some information about the CIA eating people and trafficking victims and like human sacrifice shit like that, and they end up going missing. Someone ends up killing them, and it just is marked as a suicide or an accident, or they just end up going missing forever. It's that deep, it's that fucked up, it's that crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a deep dive of my own
Hmm.
because it's just like I know about Steve Tisch was part of the one of the owners of the Giants. He's gonna have to maybe
Yeah, the New York
sell his share
Giants.
of the
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then like Bill Gates got chlamydia or something and tried to
Yes.
try to like drug his wife or
That's
can,
right.
clan, clandestinely vaccinate her from chlamydia,
Yeah,
which
essentially,
is pretty
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
No, for real. And that's the whole reason they got divorced, because Jeffrey Epstein provided him with a couple Russian girls, and they gave him an STD. And
That's some funny
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's absolutely insane. And and then there's Elon Musk, pathetic Elon Musk, who tried to go to the island. Like he straight up asked Jeffrey Epstein Christmas morning 2013, 2014, might have been 2012, hey, you got any parties going on soon and shit? And Ghislaine Maxwell had to respond to him, hey, I think it must have been 2014. Hey, sorry, we're actually thinking about shutting down operations on Little St. James Island altogether entirely. Bummer. Yeah. And so and like yeah, Elon Musk is like posting through all of it like, oh, why hasn't anybody been charged? Like I believe everybody involved should face uh consequences and be prosecuted. It's like not only was he pathetically trying to actually go to the island, but um he he was a client. He was a client of Epstein's. He was given um three girls, like three trafficked girls from Epstein. So he was a customer, so to speak. So it's like you're in the files, dude. What are you doing? Just
And Woody Allen was one of his
pathetic.
best buddies.
Yeah, they went to him and Epstein went to a pedophile convention together in Paris, I believe.
Deep
Sounds
Box
ridiculous.
Chopra.
It sounds ridiculous, but oh, really?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, some other crazy shit. Trump compromised by Israel. Jared Kushner planned a new Gaza before 3 months before October 7th. Epstein emailed them. Um, I guess Israel. You better let them know I don't work for Mossad. Emails from Bill Gates people to Epstein acknowledging Middle Eastern populations would be ideal for testing wearable biometrics. And deceased bodies from Gaza are coming back with eyes and brains surgically removed. Just unbelievable shit throughout the entire thing. We can end off. I think I've said more than enough. There's still so much. Like we could spend days coming over the details. Did you watch that secular talk video I sent you? The hour long one that went over a
No,
shitload
but
of
I
things.
will. No,
Yeah,
but I will.
worth it. Absolutely
Yeah,
worth it.
I might do a reaction to that tomorrow on this
Yeah,
space. I don't know.
yeah. It's an hour 7 minutes. But it's totally worth it.
Okay.
Absolutely, totally worth it. It goes over a hell of a lot.
All right.
Um,
Let's finish up
yeah,
with some fun.
yeah.
Who do you? We'll do Super Bowl talk, and then if we want to
Hmm.
um, I don't know if I want to do my essay. Do my sneak peek on my essay. We'll see. We'll see how I
Yeah,
feel.
we can do a little bit of that.
But so what? As an objective fan, or I guess you're a Seahawks hater because you're a Niners fan.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
so you'd probably want to see the Patriots win this.
Um. Yeah. Uh. If I had to. Yeah. So I'll be like de facto cheering them on. I guess you could say.
Right.
Um. Uh. Just cheering them on by proxy. I guess you could say because I don't like the Seahawks, even though I think the Seahawks do have a better chance of winning.
Yeah. So
Um.
does everybody. Everybody thinks that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're the better team, not necessarily have a better
Yes.
chance of winning, but
Sure.
everybody thinks
Right.
that they're the better team. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I tend to agree with that. But I will be cheering on the Patriots to pull off a fucking major upset. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet. This is a new Patriots team. I try to tell people like this is not Belichick and Brady. This is a lot more likable personalities on this team.
Yeah.
So I encourage all of our audience members to check out the Super Bowl on 3:30 on Sunday. I
Hmm.
might be on the Vanguard either Friday, Saturday, or maybe even Sunday to promote the game, talk about the gambling aspect of it. Um, and yeah, I think it's going to come down to whether or not the Patriots defense can pressure Darnold and force
Hmm.
Darnold into making mistakes because we're going to need
Yes.
to catch some breaks. I don't think if it's a straight game with no turnovers, Seahawks probably win. But
Hmm.
very few games are like that. Most games have
Yeah.
turnovers. So I'm hoping that the Pats will be on the right side of those turnovers, and then we'll get some easy points and not do stupid things like go for it on fourth down in the first half when you could take the points and get yourself 3 points towards, what ultimately will be like probably a 24-point game. Probably 24 points is good enough to win
Mhm.
it.
Right.
But yeah, the key unit is the Patriots defense, I think, taking
Yes.
on and surprising the Seahawks offense with how good they are. That's what I
Yes.
think could be the key. And don't forget the experience is all on the Patriots side. Josh
Mhm.
McDaniels has called This is going to be his sixth Super Bowl that he's called plays in. Okay, Vrabel went to 3 as a player. I think maybe 4 as a player.
Mhm.
So they know what they're doing, and then the X factor is, I guess, Drake May. If May has a tough day or if he goes off,
Yeah.
then that'll decide it. But I
Yeah.
can't imagine they're going to ask too much of him. Like, I don't
Probably
think
not.
he's too young. Like, you can't ask him to sling it all over the yard. Like, we want this to be a nice,
Yeah.
is
Th-
this,
They'll focus on the running game, I think.
yes, this is the game with Bad Bunny doing the halftime show.
Yeah. Bad
It's
Bunny.
on
That's
at
right.
3:30 p.m. Pacific,
Yeah.
6:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday on NBC, I think it is. But yeah, I
Yeah.
every year I always think about doing a Super Bowl video, and I always kind of puss out because it's so much work. But I've got a lot
Sure.
of random Super Bowl knowledge. This will be a good one though, because then
Mhm.
you'll have 60.
Yeah.
Um, and it's interesting. 2, 4, 7 teams make up over 1/3 of the Super Bowl wins, and that's the Patriots, the Steelers, the Niners, the Cowboys. Those each have 6 and 5, and
Mhm.
then you've got the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Giants all have 4 Super Bowl wins,
Mhm.
which is hard to believe. So that adds up
Right.
to 4, 8, 12. 24, 34. 34. Yeah, 34 out of 60 Super Bowls have been
Mm.
won by those 7 teams, which is crazy.
Mhm.
So it's not an equality thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, sports is not about equality. Like,
Right.
that's it. A lot of people think that should be, but it's about equal opportunity, right? Like, that's one thing that the NFL is kind of an example of socialism, where um, it's like everybody has the same amount of money that they can spend. So the
Mhm.
game's actually fair. And
Right.
the small market teams participate in the revenue so that, New York Giants don't get all that money from selling their jerseys because they just so happen to be in the biggest city,
Yeah.
right? Jacksonville gets the money as well. And so the
Right.
NFL is a great example of like socialism in practice, um, because socialism doesn't preclude competition and like people getting rich. Like
Right.
people could in the socialist world that I would like to live in the United States, people could still make $100 million or more over the course of their life. They just don't need to be getting up into the billions, you
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
And there should be incentives for them to give that stuff away towards the end of this. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you, eco socialist. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I think we can probably wrap there. Yeah. Why don't you take us home?
Yeah. Shit. Uh. Break out the guillotines. Burn this entire corrupt system down. It's been working. It's been working exactly how it's been designed, and I can't believe Alex Jones was right.
Yeah. Just as a reminder, I am probably going to react to my upcoming essay on my channel on this space tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern with Alex Haha. So that'll be fun, and we'll talk more about the Epstein files. But until then, just want to remind you all that you don't get change in America by asking nicely, and everything that is happening right now since Trump retook office proves that that is true.
Hmm.
S-
Yep.
Stay tuned till next